Civis Pacem. Hello, welcome back to another revision. This game is called Overlord, and let's jump right in.
Yep.
So, we had a beautiful middle game and a little all over the place endgame. And we will begin with the usual equity stuff.
I mean, all over the board, this is what Tribun is meant to be. It is a battlefield. You should fight on every spot.
Yeah, you should fight with everything you have. Even the small rocks beneath your feet are...
And throwing all the dices at my opponent.
So,
Dices? No,
I
dice
skipped
is a
a little...
plural.
Hmm?
Dice is already the plural form.
Plural. Yeah, I think so.
So dice
So
is wrong.
we have two equity staring here, and we have a nice center defense from the white side. So that's why I skipped a little bit. It's not all that important how this happened, just that it is the important thing. And we have a situation
Why
where
did you do this? This splitting up of the...
I did not like this.
And you needed and has... Yeah, but you had a defense here with the Sagittarius. Now you split up.
But I thought my idea was to do this. You will see that in action. I will just skip forward. You did this. I did this.
Okay.
I wanted to move that here.
Okay.
So if we go back 2 steps, we have this position with the status here, and if we go forward 2 moves.
Hey, that's interesting. You stepped aside with the status, so not abiding the normal movement laws. But
yes, because I thought that would be more important.
yeah.
I had a defender here, and in the future I could build a ballista.
And now you have 2 defenders. This one and the Sagittarius.
And the Hastedai, and
Yeah, and now it's everything.
guy,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
everything is defending that, but I thought that in the future this guy is here and I could build a ballista like this. So that was my plan.
Yeah, I'm always contemplating how do I get this status aside? This is quite a nice idea.
By the way, I'm just seeing that you could open this up by combining them and attacking here, and then you could build a ballista here.
Yeah, but now you would be one step ahead. If I'm combining here, you would surely build the ballista, and then I cannot build it because I would be taken.
Yes, but this is well defended, and you're also attacking this guy.
Yeah, I'm not so sure. You would.
Anyways, let's not bore you with that. So you build an Sagittarius, Jesus Christ. And I just lunge forward a little bit. You know, a little bit more space.
Exactly.
And you ran...
Hey, it wasn't my plan to have the Sagittarius here. I needed an Equus on the dark hexes.
Yeah, but I didn't get why you did this.
It's just for future purposes.
Yeah, okay, then I see your point. But I really did not want this to ever get loose.
Yeah, but now this one is stuck. You cannot move, you cannot combine a side.
Well,
maybe to a Sagittarius here. Okay, let's proceed. So
yeah,
now I wanted to break this center up.
You're attacking 2 things. And I tried to do something here.
But I'm not that deeply under pressure because he is defended well enough. I mean, it's just a service. And now I was thinking, hey, maybe I could keep this one. It would be nice because it would block the ballista. One step and I wanted to attack here, but I was always having an eye on this Servus here to block his own ballista.
May I show one thing I saw
Yeah,
to
of course.
uh it's a small variation because I blundered because I didn't see something. So in my mind, I moved this guy forward and this one would open and I would threaten to take this one. Then the Sagittarius could take, but I could kill this one fully, and my ballista would open up here.
Ah,
And I thought if I get here, you can't take, because an Equus would remain. And if I skip forward, so moving here, you do something over here, I didn't count it in my head. I would take, you do something else, and then my threat was that I would go down here with the ballista, and you cannot take, because if you were to take, I would decombine here, I would attack you, I would
ah,
cut
yeah,
off your escape.
it would be next.
Yes. The problem is, I
Hmm.
try to do that now.
Yeah, but I
Hmm.
now there is no backup for this Servus, and you cannot take it completely.
Yes. So that's why I blundered
Uh,
so
the entire
many.
plan was screwed.
Yeah, but that's what I saw, and I really tried to make it happen, but it just were not
Hmm.
possible. Sadly.
Yeah, now, this was my plan. Keep this Servus here. Just keep it.
Yeah.
If you combine here, then you are again in the way. And maybe I could just take you with.
Yeah, and that one.
Yeah.
And from that point onwards, you will see the white army consolidating and trading a lot of stuff. You have two more pieces than the other person has, and so you want to trade everything so that you maybe end off with 8 pieces against 6, and then you will really feel the 2 extra pieces,
Hmm.
or maybe 12 against 10 or something. You will feel it more than if you have a army of 30 pieces and then they will kind of vanish in the mass. But that's what you tried here, and you set
Hmm.
up something nasty.
Yeah, I
Maybe,
mean, when I'm threatening this Sagittarius here, then your ballista has to stay. You have to watch the situation here. Now you have the Equus taking an eye out vigilantly, and now your ballista is free again to do some attacking stuff.
yeah, exactly. And I blundered that you could do this
Hmm.
and then take here.
Exactly, because I counted, hey, I can take 3. I'm losing 4, but I get another one and I get some tempo because now the Sagittarius was backing up the Servus here. Now I'm threatening the Tribune, and this was a quite nice move, I guess.
I
And it's
moved out of the way.
and it's a fork.
You
I
took.
would I would have favored if you would have taken the Aquas because I could have harmed it and you couldn't re-attack, and that way I would have won much more material.
Yeah, but for that same reason, I didn't do it. So
Mm.
Um, yeah, and you have now a lot less pieces. We traded 7 pieces. That's very good. That's almost if we both had a Centuria and we traded them. Very bad
Yeah,
for me.
and you see here a lot of free space around the Tribune.
Yeah, so if you see where I'm strong, then I'm strong here and here. And the white army is strong here. You see, we,
Entirely.
that is not good from the black perspective, but I try
Hey,
to be
this is
annoying.
an army, not just a bunch of untrained mercenaries. I don't know. Okay.
Uh, yeah, so I now try to be annoying because that's what you have to do. I tried to build a ballista and go down here.
Yeah.
You tried to prevent that. Or maybe you didn't see it, but you prevented it all the same. So I moved away.
Mm.
You cannot get in. I was a little concerned with you going here.
I was thinking this over.
Yeah, but you chose to attack my Equus, and I chose to build a ballista, and it doesn't have the same impact as the gray one, because the gray one threatened to win.
Mm.
But I thought, well, I have to make some sort of compromise, and
But not
if
at the
that,
moment. I mean, this Sagittarius and the
yeah,
Tribune together, they would kill 4 pieces, and 2 is just not enough to bring him down.
yeah, but mm,
Yeah, I mean, this spot would have been
but
nice either.
yeah, but because you're threatening the next you've seen.
Mhm.
But that's not what happened, sadly. Um, you tried to scare me off.
Yeah,
Right.
just re-attacking. Now this one is still defended by the ballista, but my ballista has to watch over it, and here this is fortified, so I'm not getting through at the moment. Sagittarius attacking and defending, much more important. So now the ballista can go.
Yes, and I set up this so that I could attack the ballista upon some defense. So we entered this position.
I
My
was thinking over maybe going here, attacking this row, or going here, attacking this way. I don't know which of these both is better.
I don't know for sure too, but when you're in such a position, oh no, wait, that would have been way worse, I think, because I could build a ballista defending here and threatening to go here. So I don't think that would have been good. But
And
I now
one more. Maybe let's step one step back, please. Could you please?
okay.
One step back.
I get one step.
Okay. If you may think that you could go here and hey, attacking the ballista, and the ballista has to go, and then it's over because this one falls with tempo and everything is breaking apart. And in the next step, if you're stepping aside with your Tribune, this one can follow up, then the Equus dies, and then it's all over. So
Yeah,
this
so
is impossible.
yeah, I did not think a second about that.
Yeah,
So
but maybe our audience does. I
yeah,
mean, I as a beginner maybe would have done it.
yeah, maybe. So the reason why going here is so much worse is that you're not attacking this Sagittarius.
Hmm.
This way you're attacking this equus and this one is defended. These two pieces are not defended at all. So this is much better. Anyways, I had to defend. And you build the ballista I try to build all the time.
Mm.
Yes, I got
This
this.
was wow. Now your defense on this side of the board is very strong. I'm not getting through.
Yes, but in the future I would have had to reroute like this. I didn't do that. Yeah, and now you will see how I try to mess around with my opponent. The ballista tries to go here, so you have to stop that. You cannot move this guy because this ballista could move through that, and that would be bad. And this ballista went here, trying to go there. So you stop that. Problem is, this opened up. Is a little bit of a compromise. Yeah, and I did not see that at all. So I thought in this position that you would have to go here, and that I could maybe decombine like this, and that would be okay. Defended by that.
Yeah.
That did not happen, sadly, and I would maybe do this. I would attack with 3 things, the ballista that moved here, and that would have been okay.
I always have to caution myself to be attentive for such
Long,
lines. I normally blank on them and then I'm lost.
yes, and you see, this is a nice maybe tactic, but I chose to do this for a simple reason. If you were to try to fork these 2 pieces by doing something like, say that, just for analysis purpose, and you think, hey, that's so good, I will win something, then this ballista will take here, attack your Tribun, this will move.
But if you would have done this, that would have been very strong. Guarding this one and a double attack.
I'm also not sure about that.
But I could have moved here or
Yes,
here,
because
whatever.
this
Stepping
will
closer
also,
and creeping in and
this is out of sight now, and this will move in the future, and that will not work. So be cautious to not blunder stuff.
yeah.
And so
The
I
ballista
defend.
is too close.
Yes, the problem is that you could do this.
Yeah. With
Didn't
tempo
see
again, and now you have to decide, should I take or should I leave? And you took, and yeah, thanks.
I took. The reason being that I did not want to have so many pieces around me that was making me feel very uncomfortable. And you don't have a tempo, so I have a move now to maybe get out of this position. And I tried this again. It worked here, so maybe it would work here. This
The
defended by that guy.
Sagittarius. I
And
was really thinking a long time over this move.
yeah, 5-9, and then you had 345.
I saw this decombination right away, but I wasn't sure because now I'm not that fast. And maybe in the future, suddenly two units hang and I'm losing material and my attack is over.
By the
It's
way,
so unfortunate that my ballista cannot get through. Here I would have been attacked, and here I would have been killed.
if you watch the times, you will see that I make poor moves quickly. Uh, I'm very. I didn't get a lot of sleep lastly, and yeah,
Yeah.
that is the result. But will have a fun end game, and we have this strange position where everything collapses in my every all of my defense. Whoa! All of my defenses are crumbling. You have all these sectaria. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
cannot even.
many attack lines. Yeah.
And this could open up in the future if this moves. And I thought, well, I try to attack.
Yeah.
You ran away, and I attacked you.
And it was for me obvious that I would combine up to the Sagittarius to make a run for it.
Yes, and
Now it's
then
quite hard to get me because with two equities, mm, all the time when I'm reaching a dark spot, then you have to change your complete setup.
yes, I had the idea here to make you either move here or here, of which this move seems very dangerous.
Yeah.
And you combined, and I was very confused to why you did that, but I can't really do a lot.
Yeah, and that's why
Oh,
I did it.
oh,
I normally the Equus isn't that agile, and so you're relatively fast stuck somewhere
but you can try to attack me now.
in exactly.
That's the problem. If and I attacked you, if you attack me, then all of a
That's
sudden I have to move.
mhm.
That's a very interesting tactic in this game. And you went forward, I did this, and I set a bait. So I hoped for you to do this. I didn't tell you, but I tried to do this now. You cannot go here, 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 or here. And you can also not move here. So you would have been restricted to these three fields. And I thought, if I combine with tempo, that could be good. You didn't fall for this. It's not a big threat. It would have been quick for me. Maybe nice, pleasant, but hey, it was not.
I was hiking all over the board, and every time I was passing by, your units, the bigger ones, split up. They crumbled apart, and this way I thought maybe your attacking power will be diminished. And yeah, at one point you had definitely have not enough power anymore, and then my still big units will just rush in and grab you.
By the way, this is the point he told us where I did not see a way forward. Because this guy can run everywhere, and so I thought if let's let him finish it off, because I know that I'm good at finishing stuff, but my dad has to learn a little.
Oh,
Yeah,
watch your words. But they
so
are true. Unfortunately, I'm really bad in the end game in chess and in Tribun.
yeah, so this move was I could sign this move was a good move. The next move was very good too. We went here. I saw an X.
And now came a garbage move.
Yeah, we can show you afterwards. Maybe. So you did this.
Allowing
Very.
you to move again.
So and I moved there because why not? You went there. You will see a series of attacking situations on my Tribune now.
At this
Doesn't
point,
really
I
matter.
thought, hey, I have enough time on the clock. Just kill everyone around, and then he's stripped naked, and I will get him.
And also, I'm not threatening anything.
Mm.
Let's be honest. I can't do anything, and so you have all the time in the world. Yeah. So we will show you the next afterwards, but we had this series of peculiar attacks, and then
Now you blundered, but yeah, it was over anyway.
yeah, so that's why we didn't resume the game, because that's just clearly winning, and
If
I
you are
gave
down 23 to 13, 10
it.
pieces at this point, it's
Oh,
nearly the double. Oh, somersault. It's yeah, it's nearly double army. That's why we called the game Overlord. At this point, it was completely over. But now let's maybe we are quite late, so now step some positions back to show the far better move. Click clack, click clack, click clack.
yeah. So
Yeah,
I
and
will only skip through that.
one more.
One.
Yeah, okay. This is the situation.
So what you would have to
Yeah.
do here.
Whoa.
Oh no, that position. What you would have to do here is to
No,
go.
no. It's your move. I moved here. Now
Oh
you
yeah,
ran, and
sorry.
now, yes,
You
this
go
move is
here.
much better
You attack
because
here.
you are taking control of this spot here.
The only move now is to move here, and that is next.
The three guys from the gas station again.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that would be the next.
because let's show the escape fields. And this is no, yeah,
We will
I would,
just
yeah,
make some
okay. So
keys.
every field you see is controlled by one or the other unit. And so, yeah, and even the combining field here.
And so that concluded the game.
Yo,
And let's jump to the
yeah,
goodbye screen.
of course, sir.
So I hope you enjoyed that game, enjoyed the episode. If you did and would like to see more stuff like that, hit the like, subscribe button, and share the video with your friends maybe. You consider leaving a comment down below in the comment section, and have a good day. Have a great time. And I would say, see you soon.
On Tribun.